And here we go. Day number one, first full day at San Diego Comic-Con 2015. The Geek Speak show is here. First booth that we got, we had to stop here, Factory Entertainment, because introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Barry. Thank you
Barry.
for coming by.
Saw Baby Groot there, so we had to come here and talk about. Saw the Marvel sign and talk about all this stuff.
Marvel's
so
brand new for us.
Yeah, what are we
not
seeing
so baby.
here?
I mean, he's kind of basically life size, I guess. And he's one of our premium motion statues. So he actually moves when you give him a little shake. He kind of wobbles around a little bit. It's hard in the case. He's on pre-order right now. Our little factory guys are working hard on him, and he'll be shipping out in August, September time. But he is a limited edition of 1,500 pieces, and we have already pre-ordered more than half. So if you want it, get in quick, because he is not going to last.
I know they're wondering, where do they pre-order?
Factoryent.com, factoryent.com.
So that's where you get your Baby Groot. Now, how's he going to work? Does it
totally
respond to sound or what?
No batteries, no nothing. He's basically a really magical, complex thing, spring motion. They're hidden in the bottom of the box, and then when you give him a little shove, he sways backwards and forwards as if he's boogieing down to MJ.
Maybe I shouldn't have asked that. They could just give away the magic.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. I've just ruined the mystery. Then another new item for us later in the year, possibly even next year, will be metal miniatures. These are solid, heavyweight. These things weigh like half a pound each. In the old school sense, if you remember old toy soldiers, they're hand-painted. Yeah. They're aimed at a kind of a discerning collector who wants something a little bit different. They will be ultra limited. These guys aren't even approved yet, so I can't give you prices or anything, but they're just here for a quick tease. And then our next motion statue will be Cappy on a bike. He won't be resting on the incredibly high-tech duct tape roll. He will be spring-mounted as well, and the bike will be rearing up on its back wheel as if he's ready to jump into action. So we're taking, an old-fashioned concept, which is basically a spring, and adding a little bit of difference, but with real high-quality, high-detail sculpts. This guy's directly from the digital sculpts from the movie. This guy's been sculpted to look, as accurate as we can get it at that scale, and it's just doing something a little bit different. And then
by the way, most Marvel fans would know, the sculpt was actually James Gunn.
Yes.
Who was doing the dancing.
And we got the files straight from Marvel, and literally what they used for the film. It's one of those characters, 30 seconds in the movie, and everybody loves that one little segment.
Yeah, now, you mentioned that they're not approved. I'm assuming that's by you guys, or is it by Marvel?
By Marvel. So we literally got these yesterday. They were air freighted in. We've got a few technical things, because with metal casting you have some practical issues you have to address, and then we're going to ship them off to Marvel. We'll get their feedback, and then we'll move to a pre-production prototype, and then we'll have them on sale. Fingers crossed. That's if everybody likes them.
Well, I mean, they're out here, yeah.
Well, Comic-Con for us is all about feedback from fans, hearing what people like, what do they want to see, what do they like, what do they don't like, and we listen. We take that feedback and we act on it, and the licensor, in this case Marvel, is in charge, so we can't do anything they don't want us to do, but we always listen to the fans first, and then they listen to us. We relay that information back to them, and it's kind of a relationship.
We have a Comic-Con organized on our show earlier this week talking about that, and then we mentioned that how to us it is work too, but to them it's fun. And they get to see stuff, but it's also a chance to show the fans, hey, look, this is what's coming up. Do you like it? Do you not like it?
And then when you have something strange like this guy, this is based on the artwork from Alex Ross. That's not a small piece. That's a big lump. Nothing like that's ever been done before. But the premise was, what happened if these guys were real, in real life? Would they build a monument to them somewhere on a mountain? Probably.
Mount Rushmore,
and it would probably look like that.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. So we work with Alex, the artist. His artwork is so unique, and trying to translate that to 3D has been a challenge, but I think we kind of pulled it off, and that's here to see what people like. And then we have our two monoliths at the back there, which are meant to look like something that came from a museum. The idea is it's taking geek collectibles and making them a little bit Pottery Barn accessible. We have the thing, we call it spousal approval. It's like, will your wife or your husband let you bring it in the house? And sometimes some of the statues and stuff are a bit, hell no, that's too geeky, but those, they're designed to be...
I think you just gave everybody how to say it.
Well,
you find it in Pottery Barn, so you can put it in their house.
But you want something that people look at and immediately they think, oh, artwork? Oh, it's Thor, It's kind of a little bit, just something a little bit clever. It could have come off the side of a tomb 1,000 years ago, or it could have been, maybe I'm crazy, it's just a different idea.
Or that way.
Well,
it's like kind of like with they're not dolls or action figures, same thing. It's not comics, it's art.
It's art, and it's legitimate. You can, if you've got an office, you can put that on the wall, and people will come and look at it. They won't look at it and go, "This guy's a little bit strange," which they probably still will anyway. But and then we have to move on to DC. So I guess then you guys are going to have a fight about that.
I guess so. Yeah, fine. Let's go to DC. Angel smiling behind the camera.
We love DC and Marvel equally. But Batman's still the coolest. Don't tell anybody.
Okay, no one heard that.
So for
Only 7,000.
Oh, yeah, well, between you, me, and everybody listening. So for DC, we have, again, our motion statue, slightly smaller scale because there's a lot more characters we want to do, and you can't have 25 characters that are 3 feet high. So the Amikomi line, we're starting with Catwoman. We have the Joker. He shakes in his rage, Birth of the Joker from the famous Killing Joke comic book. We have Action #1, Superman, and number 22 from the Green Lantern, again, famous cover, all motion mounted and spring mounted. And then we have more DC things coming throughout the year, and possibly even a little sneak preview of a very DC-like monument that you'll see that's not here.
Is that a thing now? I mean, because honestly, it's the first time I see that
This is our
spring-loaded.
thing. We try to do something different because you can't have the same license as somebody else has.
Yeah.
And we tried to play around with springs and levers, to see what we could do. And we tested it with some other products earlier in the year. People liked it, and so we're trying to ramp it up to see what else we can achieve with springs and levers. Watch this space. We're even looking at some electronic stuff and some turntables, but the idea is it's a motion statue, so it moves in some way or another.
I like that.
Add a little bit extra,
Yeah. So now let's go over here to the biggest movie of the year so far.
Biggest movie of the year, Jurassic World. We have all of this is prototype. We have tin signs. We have license plate frames, keychains, and then some print sets. This will all be coming out as soon as we can get it made. I can't tell you when, but hopefully the holidays. Maybe for the Blu-ray release. But it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, so I was thinking for the Blu-ray release.
We were a little bit behind. We wish we were faster, but hey. It's what it is. 65 million years in the making. We can wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Then we have a whole bunch of other licenses. We have the Turtles, so we have some similar monolithic type things. We also have prop replicas. So we have the first replica of the classic animated series, and these are real props. Those are solid steel size. You can use them if you want to. But they're displayed to look like Raphael's hands. It's a limited edition, and one of our exclusives for this show is a version of this that's grey, and it's signed by Kevin Eastman. And there's only 100 of them, all hand signed by Kevin. Other licenses that are hot for us, Ghostbusters is great. We have some Mortal Kombat things coming. Jaws is an all-round, year after year, it just sells. It's not the biggest license in the world, but people love Jaws. And Shark Week this week, so hey, couldn't resist. We have a whole bunch of Back to the Future stuff coming this year. We got the anniversary in October.
For the 30th, yeah.
Who knew? I mean, that makes me feel well old when I think that's that old.
You and me.
I want a time machine now. And then Outlander. Outlander's a show that if you're a true geek, you know it. If you haven't, you should check it out because it's not just a slushy romantic show. It's cool. It's got some action. It's got some real horrific stuff in it. And it's a great show. It was a sleeper for us. We do Game of Thrones product and we love it. And we tried to do a lot of product from shows and books, and we knew about the books, and when we found out they were doing a show, we wanted to be all over it. So we have some paper goods, we have prints, we have drink bottles, and we'll have some pillows and jewelry replicas coming out next year.
Yeah, I'm actually one of those who hasn't jumped on it yet, but they are here at San Diego Comic-Con this year. We're doing interviews, so maybe I'll jump on.
I urge you to try it out. The first few episodes are not slow, but they're kind of, stick with it.
Yeah.
You'll go, and then stick with it, because it gets really good, really quick, and if you like time travel, if you like historical, if you like good plot and story, highly recommend it. It's good fun.
Yeah, I said on the show all the time, I do that anyway with any TV show. I give it about 3-4 episodes.
You got to do it, because you kind of build it, and it's a time travel thing, so they have to establish the whole time travel plot and device, and it's like Game of Thrones. It's not a family show. It's got some pretty strong stuff in it, but if you like good, well-written shows that are executed well, and it's historically accurate as best a time travel show can be, give it a try. And that leads us on to Game of Thrones, which we can't really see because it's covered by the hordes of people. The only thing you can really get a good look at is Winterfell, which is our first
Let's get closer.
desktop sculpture. The idea is here we're taking some of the iconic scenes and sets of the show. This is Winterfell in happier times, before the dark times, before the Boltons, and it's incredibly detailed. It's on the show there is no castle; it doesn't exist. It's the magic of television.
Yeah.
But we've tried to create a, if you like, copy of what it would be. It's a miniaturized version of what you see on the show. And you can literally spend hours looking at the little details in there. There are all kinds of little sculpted stuff. You've even got Arya's archery range at the back here where she did her thing. And this is the tower you've got to be careful not to fall out of or get thrown out of by your...
get thrown down.
by your lovely
relative. That's when like that happened and fall out. Who's your customer base? Who is it, collectors or who's?
It changes by product. I mean, we basically we try to make products that we like, that we think other people would like, and for the high-end stuff like this tends to be a fairly discerning collector. For the things like beach towels and bath towels, it's just people who like cool products. So it ranges. We don't sell a whole bunch of stuff to kids. It's mainly big kids.
Yeah.
And you know, that can be 5 years old. That can be people who think they're 5 years old. But it's a real mixed bag. You know, people who buy the high-end prop replicas tend to be. It's an informed decision. You don't decide to just drop that kind of idea. Oh, I'll have one of those.
Yeah.
They think about it and they plan it and they pre-order it. But yeah, it's changing, and we've been doing this now a long time. I've been in this business 15 years, and even just Comic-Con, the people here change.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's families and kids now. Used to be hardcore geek people, and it was all very sort of, you know, special, and just, you know, everybody was in the same club. Now it's just everybody. It's a real mixed bag of people.
Well, what we get is it was comics. Now it's
hardcore
TV,
comics,
movies. Everything but the comics.
Everything. And I like the way that it's kind of, people come into things, you know, they may come into it through a TV show and then they say, oh, there's a comic, I'll buy the comic.
Yeah.
Or they come in through the comic. And it's great, you watch, and
one's
kids
the gateway to the
never read
other.
a comic book, and suddenly they start reading, and it makes you you get the little geeky heart moment when a 10-year-old comes up and they start telling you about Action Comics #1. It's great, because it's like, yes, it's not going to die, you know, we're going to keep that thing going, it's fun.
Yeah.
And, it's what it's all about, it's why we're here, it's why we come back year after year after year.
Yeah, now you can't get in there because of the people, but those are the exclusives for San Diego this year?
Our exclusives this year for San Diego, and other things that we've either got on special or we have for sale. So yeah, we try to we have almost 200 SKUs, so we can't bring everything, but we get close to it.
Yeah.
And this year we have a Game of Thrones exclusive, we have an Archer, we have a Turtles, we have DC, we have a Batman monolith and an exclusive paint variant. And we have a talking George R.R. Martin. It's actually licensed by George. He did the special recordings himself, and every single one of them is hand signed. He signed them all.
So really, you can say he actually is a Comic-Con.
He is here. That was we saw him last year, and he said that he hates the fact that he can't walk the halls. And the idea was, you know, take a little bit of George home with you, and we put the idea to him. And you know, some people he was like, okay, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And you know, now people can take it, and when their favorite character gets killed, they can give it a little squeeze on the couch, reassuring hug.
Yeah.
But it's cool, and the fact that he signed it, and you know, such a cool guy. It's like, you know, George R.R. Martin really wants to work with us. Wow, you know, that gets.
Yeah. When you get the
excited.
licenses, who approaches who? Do they approach you, or do you? How does that work?
We always approach them. So we go to them with our concepts and ideas. Occasionally, if we're doing something new or unique, somebody will come to us, but most of the time we go to them, and then we say, this is what we like, you know, this is what we want to do, and they ask for your bona fides, you know, how long have you been doing it, how do you make this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the way the process works.
Okay. Do you have a lot of them, but is there any property that you wish you could get?
I've been doing this a long time, and I've been lucky to work with most of the greats. You know, I used to work for Master Replicas, so we've done Star Wars and Star Trek. I'm really happy. I mean, we'd love to. We have a product which I'll show you around the corner, which we'd love to do a Walking Dead version of, because I love the show. But you know, this business is cyclical. If you can't get the license today, keep your head down and keep your nose clean, and you get the license tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's the hope. But no, we're very lucky to work with most of the guys. And you put me on the spot. I can't think of one that I would wish for, but we all
That's
have
what I said. I mean, you
hankering
pretty much have everything you would want.
We'd love some of the ones that are hard to get or impossible, that, you know, some of the older things that have just vanished off the face of the earth. There are a few licenses, but there's probably you, me, and about 3 other people that would want to buy it, so it's not very practical.
Yeah, actually, I stumped myself my own question. I'm trying to think,
it's hard, because, you know, it's about the best thing is when you get a licensor that gives you freedom to come up with cool things, and you know that they all do. They listen to our crazy ideas, and they don't tell us we're crazy. They say, you know, show us. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And that's fantastic when you get to show it out here, and then you put it out here at Comic-Con, and people go, love it, or they go, no, you really are crazy.
Yeah. What's the other one?
I'll show you. That's around the corner. We'll
try to make our way
walk
through.
This way.
Welcome to Comic-Con. This is what it's like. Let's do the shuffle.
I think this sums up Comic-Con. That's that's how I feel right now. This is all a ruse together.
Oh, you do have it. I was gonna say Ghostbusters, but it's right there.
Ghostbusters we do a whole bunch of stuff with. So this is our own proprietary line. We call it SWAT, Soft Weapons and Tactics. And the idea here is that these are plush weapons that you can actually play with and hit people with. My kids brought home a supposedly foam sword that they whacked me with, and the damn thing hurt. So the idea is, I'll just reach in, excuse me. You get a plush weapon, and they have sound in them, and I don't know if this will pick up here, but it's motion activated, and when you hit, you get zombie noises. And you get a baseball bat with nails in it. You get a chainsaw. You get a knife. The idea is
what's in the bag?
That's the Comic-Con exclusive. So that's a alien blood.
See, I got excited.
Blood,
it is blood then.
Biohazard. You know, we're trying to have fun with it, but it's a $10 exclusive. It's fun for the kids, and you can happily stab people with it with no, it's completely and utterly safe and soft.
Now, for the moms watching, is it washable?
It is. Well, they have batteries in, so we don't recommend you put them in the washing machine, but they are.
No. I mean the alien blood and.
It doesn't come off, no, but they're surface washable.
Oh, okay.
It's completely printed. Fun for all the family, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is one of those ones that we're just trying to have fun with, and it has fun packaging. We are talking to different licensors. We are working on a Mortal Kombat version of this, which I haven't got here to show you. We are working on a medieval version for something, and the sky's the limit. But watch this space. We'll see if people. So far, people seem to like it. We also looked at a lot of the guys who do cosplay and LARPing, and some of the weapons now they're hard to bring into venues. So we're looking at stuff that at first glance, everyone can see it's a toy. And it's safe, but it still looks cool enough that you can have fun with it. And the chainsaw is definitely, you can...
Chainsaw's always cool no matter what.
And it actually does the engine sound, and then you can hack away at somebody with it, no problem.
Yeah, so you got the zombie crossing. Oh, you guys are doing a special with
William Shatner will be here on Saturday signing a print,
Yeah.
so that's a very limited thing. He's only going to have a few tickets, but when Bill Shatner asks to come to your booth, you don't say
no.
They asked, they said, would you like him? We were like, is there any other answer than yes and hell yes?
Okay, so that's it. You saw the exclusives, everything. Again, where can they pre-order or get anything?
You can order at factoryent.com. Anything that you see here that is either available or for pre-order, or come on down to the booth 2647. All of our exclusives are available here if there are any left, and we are close to selling out on about half of them. We always put some available on our website after the show, but this year we may not have any left. But take your chances, and next year we'll make a few more.
Yeah. So. Best of luck with everything.
Thanks a lot.
Really
nice to meet you.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.